finally, Mauricio Pochettino has been given the green light to be in charge of Chelsea's squad building process phase 2. If you don't know about Chelsea's squad building process phase 1, I'll tell you about it in a second. But then Mauricio Pochettino has been given a chance to lead that charge. He said it in a pre-match press conference. He's excited about it. The news did break, but that's exciting stuff. Thank you very much. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. My name is Fiifi-Manfred. Do not forget, like we always do, to turn on the notification button, do subscribe, and do choose all when you turn on the notification button. My name again, it's Fiifi-Manfred. It is an analysis of where Chelsea have been in terms of squad building, where they are going in terms of squad building, the job of Paul Winstanley, Christophe Viville, who has taken a back step, and of course, Lawrence Stewart, and then Joe Shields. The job they've done in getting some of the brilliant talent to Chelsea Football Club as it stands now. I'll be with you in a jiffy, but just before you go, do not forget to subscribe and then turn it. So I've had a lot of people ask me, what are Chelsea doing? What's the plan of Chelsea Football Club? Where do they want to go? What is the plan of Todd Boehly? What's the plan of Baghdad Eghbali? What's the plan of Luis Felizard? What is the general plan of Chelsea Football Club? And where do they want to go? Just by way of review, Chelsea have gone through some monumentous time in the last 1 year. Previous owner Roman Abramovich was sanctioned by the UK government. He had to leave because, of course, he's a Russian oligarch. After he did leave, there was the club was put up for sale. In that time, it was torrid times for Chelsea. Some sponsors even decided to withhold their sponsorship to the club. It was torrid. Generally, of course, Chelsea could not function until the British Ministry of Arts and Culture did allow Chelsea to have some leeway with respect to some cap of spending during that time for Chelsea to be able to run. At the time, Thomas Tuchel was the coach. At the time, he was brilliant. There were times where he said, even if we can go by bus, we are going to go. If we can't go by train, if we can't go by plane, we will go by bus. A 6-seater, and then we'll take. During those times in the Champions League, Chelsea were brilliant until that game at Real Madrid, where Madrid did bundle Chelsea out of the competition. But quite apart from that, it was an exciting, worried, mixed emotions time for Chelsea. They did bounce back. Todd Boehly and then the Clearly Capital Group did buy the club. I have friends who are very close in terms of guys that run equity businesses, especially in the US. And consistently, I remember the time where Chelsea were trying to sell the club to either the Qataris or the Americans, in this case, Todd Boehly and his people. I had to reach out to my friends and I say, you know, what kind of people are Chelsea getting if they sell the club to Todd Boehly? Because we know that usually American owners are much more business-oriented and they don't want to splash the cash. Chelsea were coming from a history where they are known to splash the cash. From Roman Abramovich and the likes, Mariana Granatskaya, and then, of course, Michael Emenalo. They had to always splash the cash. They always did splash the cash. So what was going to be the future of this new Chelsea, quote and unquote? And I remember my friends would consistently tell me that, yo, these people are super investors. They invest in everything. And if somebody invests in an equity, they literally invest in things that are on the surface level dying. They inject money into it and they make it happen. And that was the case of Chelsea. When they bought a club, people really did not understand the modus operandi of how these people wanted to run the club. People just spoke about the rhetoric and said, oh, they are buying 18-year-olds, 1 billion spending and whatnot. That's not it. Now, the plan is simple. Todd Boehly, Baghdad Eghbali, Florencio, all of those people are clearly. The plan has been simple from day one. Let's stockpile in the best talent in South America, Europe, and Africa. Put them together. Get those top talents 18, not beyond the ages of 25, not beyond the ages of 26, just below those ages. Get these guys together. You get them together. Now you form a hungry, young group of people who are ready to fight. They know that in the first 1-2 years, there are going to be struggles. So where they were willing to have those losses and then stay together whilst they build. Now, the most integral part of these things was getting the right set of people to manage these people. And first of all was Graham Potter, who of course did fail. Right? And I don't think entirely that Graham Potter did fail at Chelsea. I think there were things that Chelsea fans were just not ready to accept at that point in time. These times, they tend to sort of understand, given that there are mixed results here and there, that, okay, fine, maybe it's something will actually work with time and we need to be patient. When Graham Potter was there, nobody was willing to make things work. The squad profile was even abysmal at the time. having over 30 players in a training ground. It can't work. Again, the plan was simple. In getting these young players, then it means you're going to let your stars go. So one of the biggest issues that Paul Winstanley and then Joe Shields and Christoph faced in the summer transfer window was what I call the unsentimental outs at Chelsea Football Club. When I call it unsentimental outs, then I mean the likes of you look at somebody like Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, N'Golo Conte, Matthew Kovacic, Jorginho. These are players that were quote unquote Chelsea. So now, if you are starting a new project and you say you want to start a new project, why do you just let everybody go? Especially in the midfield, Chelsea literally turned it over and let everybody go. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, everybody, I mean everybody did go. The case of Antonio Rudiger is a little bit different, but almost everybody did leave the club. So people kept on asking questions. But if you're at the time, you are much more analytical and take your time and look through, you really between the lines, you can understand. At the time, Chelsea's plan was simple. We need to make sure we cut the wage of the club. And the star-studded players were not willing to cut the wage. Now, what we have to do is that these guys that are not willing to stay, we let them go. We cash in on them. And they did brilliant business. Kalidou Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy, everybody that left the club. Look at what Chelsea got out of Mason Mount. Look at the job Chelsea did out of Edouard Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly, N'Golo Conte, Kovacic, Jorginho, everybody in that midfield. Now, it was very sentimental, but it had to be done. So there was mixed and confused set of conversation amongst the Chelsea folks that, why are you letting him go? Why are you letting that go? But really, that was where Chelsea were. And like, that moment was very, very important. The outgoings, very important. Now, when rival clubs, of course, analysts and the likes will talk about Chelsea, they definitely will not speak about the importance of that part. And to be very honest with you, I will dock my hat off for Winstanley, Chris Shields, and every other member of the scouting and then sporting team. It was a brilliant job done at the time. Now, while this was going, they needed to get these players that I spoke about, the young, hungry 2021 years old. Now, Chelsea had one of the most expensive wage bills in the English Premier League. Romelu Lukaku taking huge sum of money. Kai Havertz, huge sum of money. Mason Mount wanted an increase, huge sum of money. You had Cesar Spilicueta on the wage bill. They had already added Sterling at the time to the wage bill. Kalidou Koulibaly, Eduardo Camavinga, Eduardo Mendy. These are top stars who you can't pay any chicken change. So they knew that with the money they had invested in the club, they need to make sure that, one, they cut the wage bill and make it performance-enhanced wage bill. And that's exactly why they had to let those people go. Once they let them go, the young people that were coming, I hear that Moise Caicedo is on as less as 125,000 quid a week. That is money that somebody from the Chelsea Academy will not take. Callum Hudson-Odoi was taking excess of about 200 million at Chelsea. How much are you going to give? They needed to cut it down. And they did. Moise Caicedo is okay to take that because he knows that if he's able to give Chelsea Champions League football back, he's going to get more. And his performance enhanced. That's why I was always for Kepa even leaving. Moise Caicedo. Like, these guys come in and it's literally less money or chicken change to them. Now, again, when you look at the financial aspects of this conversation, now you go back and look at what really is the technical aspect and improvement in this team hasn't really transformed in this team. And I'll always start from the center back. And I'll say this to you. I do not think that there is any team now, no team, aside Manchester City, has the best quality in depth at center back than Chelsea. Now, I'll wait. If anybody says, okay, fine, I'll bring it up. And I want you to comment if that's what you think. Like, which team, again, in the English Premier League has a better quality in depth, apart from Man City, than Chelsea? Because City has Josko Vardiol, they have Ruben Diaz, they have Nathan Ake, they have Makanji, they have Stones, they have the guys. But look at Chelsea's. Yes, Josko is also within that age of Levi Colwill. Yes, Ruben Diaz is not so aged. Yes, Akanji, Ake, top guys. But look at Levi Colwill. How old is Levi Colwill? Brilliant guy. Top centre back. And again, you go back to the Athletic and there's a list of top 5 centre backs in the English Premier League. Chelsea has either of the best tackler, the best dribbler, the best 1v1 attacker, the best aerial duel winner, all in 8 centre-backs. And all of them, I mean, a chunk of them were bought under Todd Boehly. You remember when Chelsea really wanted Wesley Fofana at Leicester City? Yes, I know people have not really seen the best of Wesley Fofana, but he's a brilliant right-sided centre-back in terms of ball carrying. So he helps so much in terms of progression and build-up from centre-back areas. Same for Leverkusen. Excellent on the ball with his left foot. Brilliant 1v1 defender. Axel Disasi has been so aggressive in aerial duels, so aggressive in 1v1 duels. Also, his cross-field diagonal passes has been one of the best. Thiago Silva is in that back line. There's Trevor Chalobah in the back line. These people are not even up to full fitness. Tell me what will be your ideal starting lineup. And see, I don't even mention Benoit Badiashile. Badia is a brilliant. It's been long since I saw a centre-back who is so calm under pressure. For a Chelsea fan who has been watching Gary Cahill for the longest time, you see Benoit Badiashile and you're like, brilliant guy. Holds on the ball, find those passes, on and off the ball, so secure in possession. That's the kind of centre-backs that Chelsea do have. An average age of about 21. Average age of 21. Brilliant. Now we go to the centre-backs, the midfield. A midfielder, Jorginho is gone, Kovacic is gone, Mason Mount is gone, Kai Havertz is gone, N'Golo Conte is gone. How do you replace this? Tell me. But the job of Winstanley, Vivell, Shields has been brilliant. Especially starting from how they were able to get Enzo Fernandez from Benfica in January. The last time I did the analysis and I said, oh, Enzo Fernandez is a flop. I didn't necessarily mean it's a flop. I mean, some of these things, you need to watch the video to understand the analysis. Essentially, in attacking third, he's not that guy. But he is the best progressor of the ball from deep lining areas. Chelsea's double six of Enzo Fernandez and then Moise Caicedo is simple. Enzo will do the job of progressing the ball, do the job of build-up. But Moise Caicedo is supposed to be next to him so that he's not so much attack. He's not so much teams do not target him to bring him down in terms of winning the ball off him. And Caicedo, even whilst he does the off-the-ball defensive job, also does a brilliant ball with those passes from deep areas. If you watch him, his diagonal passes, brilliant stuff. And that's the kind of balance Chelsea has in midfield. Conor Gallagher, who at the beginning, some of us consistently analyze and say, yo, maybe you're not watching the guy. He's a brilliant box crashing midfielder. Brilliant energy, brilliant charisma, brilliant stuff. He is able to crash the box. He's able to win those balls back. He leads the press. That is the kind of midfielder that you want. Now he's captain as well. Mind you, there is a certain Romeo Lavia who hasn't kicked the ball for the club as it stands now. If Lavia gets into that midfield, there's Romeo Lavia, there's Kani Chukwuemeka, there's Enzo Fernandez, there's Moise Caicedo. Then you go in for Cole Palmer, and then you have your man Conor Gallagher. That is midfield. Mind you, there are two wonderful technical midfielders who are not even in the team as it starts now, who are not at the club, in Cesare Casadere, and then of course Andre Santos. Quite apart from that also, Leslie Ogochukwu, who is also brilliant on and off the ball, can be back up to Moise Caicedo, is on the bench. Average age 20. Average age 20. Midfield. They are playing for 5-6 years consistently together. They'll develop telepathy. Now up top, Cole Palmer in there, Noni Madueke in there, Mihailo Modric in there, Nicolas Jackson in there, Armando Broja. That is not the best. It is probably the weakest side of Chelsea's squad build as it stands now. But the base has been done. The foundation has been laid. That's where the job has to come in. And that's why I'm excited. If you go into tactical analysis for coaches and you say you want top 5 coaches that can develop players and are very good in terms of squad building, then you will mention Mauricio Pochettino's name. After I mention Mauricio Pochettino's name, you would understand and you accept that he is one of the best in terms of talent ID in attacking third. And I know everybody will go back and talk about the job he did with Harry Kane, but not just Harry Kane for me. He did it at Espanyol. He did it at Southampton with Sadio Mane. Southampton with Sadio Mane. Forget about Harry Kane. It is the job that Mauricio Pochettino did with Sadio Mane at Harry Kane. That for me stands out. That is what you get from Mauricio Pochettino's teams in attacking third. There's talent ID for that side. And that's why I'm excited when I hear that Mauricio Pochettino is now going to be in charge of Chelsea's squad building and in terms of transfers from January. I'm so excited. Now, every player that Chelsea would have to do in that final 30 year, that's his expertise. It is going to be the icing on the cake. So really, it's exciting times for Chelsea and wherever they are, given where they've come from, given the kind of things that the club has been through, and then the kind of sporting project that they are on. It is exciting. If you're a Chelsea fan, you need to be excited. Then you keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, because Mauricio Pochettino will get it done. He will hit the final nail in the coffin on its head. And yeah, of course, I'm sure we're going to see that. Yeah. This brings us to another edition of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and was Mauricio Pochettino finally being in charge of Chelsea's recruitments from January. It's a brilliant stuff. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notification. I'll see you. Bye.